Let's take care of some operations of polynomials, mainly division. But first, you see if they have a polynomial and they have a polynomial in factor form, and they ask you to find the real zeros of the functions. Pretty much, we use the zero product properties. So you can see that right here. I have one factor, which is negative 3x equal to 0. The other one is x minus 7 equal to 0. The other one is x squared minus 1 equal to 0. So if you solve it, you ended up with 0 here. This one is 7. And this one, don't forget, we have plus and minus 1. Because if you take the square root, so if you solve it like this, and you take the square root, we have two solutions, x plus and minus 1. Now, if they give you the degree 3 and they give you the zeros, how do we write the polynomial? Same thing, it's just the reverse of number 9. So what I have for 0, I'm going to use f of x here. For the 0, you just have x, right? For 2, we have x plus 2. It's actually x minus negative 2. And then we have x minus 5. And that's it. That's a degree 3. That's a polynomial. You see that they ask you to leave your answer in factor form. So that's why I don't have to multiply it out, distribute. Okay, now division. Recall. So what you have is a polynomial divided by a monomial. If you just have a polynomial divided by a monomial, you just have to break them off and simplify one by one. So it's quite easy like this. Okay, so 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then for the exponents, you just subtract, right? 6 minus 2 is 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then 5 minus 2 is 3. And that's going to be your answer. Okay, so that's number 12. What I have for number 13, similar, except this time we have two variables. So slightly longer. I'm going to put negative 2y cubed x to the fourth. It's still a monomial, so it's quite easy. Okay. So you can see that we can't really simplify further for 7/2. So I'm just going to put 7 over 2. For y, 4 minus 3, 4, so it's 1. And then 4 is on top, so the variables stay on top. Same thing, x 6 minus 4 is 2, and it stay on top because the higher numbers stay on top. We have minus 4. Now, you see that we have for x is x squared on top, but for y is y squared on the bottom because the higher exponent is on the bottom. So I take 3 minus 1 is 2, but 2 stay on the bottom. Okay, so that's my final answer. For number 14, you see that we have a binomial. So this is a binomial. For binomial, you can't really separate them and simplify. No, we have to go with long division. So I'm going to set up the long division. So how about we have x plus 6 here. In my opinion, polynomial long division is actually easier than whole numbers. Okay, so what do? We take 3x squared, we divide by x. We get 3x. And then you're going to multiply 3x by x. So 3x times x is 3x squared. And then we multiply 3x times 6. So that's going to be 18x. And then we subtract. So this is exactly like long division, right? So this is long division. We go through the same step. So subtract We better get 0 here. So 21 minus 18, 3x. You bring down 21. And we do the same thing. We take 3x, we divide by x, which is 3. So once again, I'm going to multiply, so I get 3x plus 18. And once again, I can subtract. I ended up with 3 for the remainder. So it's 3, and then we have 3x plus 3 for the quotient. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing for number 15. Okay, so I have room, so I'm going to put it down here. It's just slightly longer. Make sure you have something for every single term. Okay, so if it's missing, if one term is missing, you have to put a 0 in there. So 4x cubed, so once again, I take that, I divide by that. So 4x cubed divided by 2x is 2x squared. And once again, we multiply. So 4x cubed, and then we have 2x squared multiplied by 2. So plus 4x squared. Subtract, I get 0 here. 16 minus 4, 12x squared. Bring down 16x. We go through that exact same thing. So I'm going to take 12x squared divide by 2x, which is 6x. And then I multiply, so it's going to be 12x squared plus 12x. Subtract, same thing, right? We get 0 here, we get 4x here. Bring down 9. And then once again, we take 4x divided by 2x, which is 2. Same thing, we multiply and we subtract. So we get 5. So that's the remainder. And the quotient is 2x squared plus 6x plus 2. Okay. For number 16, you see that they don't put it in order, so you have to rearrange and put it in order. So first, let me put down negative x squared minus x plus 2. And now we put it in order. So I have negative 9x to the 4th minus 14x cubed plus 4x squared. We don't have x, so I have to put it in. Plus 15. Okay, so I put this in. All right, same thing. I have 9x squared. So we multiply, we get negative 9x to the 4th minus 9x cubed plus 18x squared. You subtract 0. Minus 5x cubed and I have negative 14 x squared. Okay, I bring down 0x. So the next one is gonna be 5x. 5x, I multiply and I get negative 5x cubed, negative 5x squared, positive 10x. We subtract. By the way, some people, they add the opposite. Okay. So when you add the opposite, negative 9x squared, negative 10x. Bring down 15. Okay. And the last one I have is 9. So I have negative 9x squared, minus 9x plus 18. Subtract. I add the opposite. So what I have right here is negative x and negative 3. Okay, so this is the form that they're looking for. The quotient is 9x squared plus 5x plus 9, and then you write down the remainder. So it's negative x minus 3 over negative x squared plus x minus x plus 2. Okay, that's the right form to write. Okay, now moving on to synthetic. Okay, so for synthetic, it's really easy, but you have to be careful with all the sign. So first of all, this is x minus c. So c, you put c right here. So in this case, it's 4. And then you copy all the coefficient. Don't forget, if it's missing something, you have to fill it in. So for 4, for x to the 4th, I have 3. Cube, I have negative 12. X squared, I don't have. I have to put 0 in. And then I have negative 5, and I have 20. So if the degree is 4, you better have 5 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? All right. So here's the step. You bring down number 3. You bring down 3. You're going to take 4 times 3, and you put it right here. So it's 12. And then you add. So we get 0. And then you do the same thing. 4 times 0 is 0. I'm talking about this 4 times 0 is 0. You add these two, so it's 0. Once again, we do 4 times 0, you put 0 here. You add, you get negative 5. And then we have 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. You add, you get 0. And this is your answer. How do we write your answer? This one is the coefficient x cubed. How do I get cube? Is 1 less of the original. You see the original is 4. So take away 1. So that's why you have 3. Okay, so 3x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 5. And 0 is the remainder. Plus 0 over x minus 4. I understand that you don't have to put the 0 in, but I want to show you if we have other than 0, that's how you write your answer.